Seahawks, one of many late games today. Earlier in the National Football League today, some shockers. Kansas City over San Francisco. New Orleans has just kicked a field goal on Carolina, and St. Louis surprising Washington. New England has beaten Indianapolis. The Jets going to lose to Buffalo, it looks like, late in the fourth quarter. Great game, Philly and Cincy, and Jacksonville looking for their 9th win of the season, on top by 8 over Baltimore down at Alltel Stadium in Florida. Getting ready to kick off is Todd Peterson. He was in the Atlanta camp a couple of years ago, then waived. No touchbacks in his last 48 kickoffs, and there's the rookie Byron Hanspard. Harold Green is at his side. The Seahawks, the Falcons, and here we go from the Pacific Northwest. Hanspard from the 6-yard line for Atlanta, and he's got a lane. And he is out to about the 32, a return of 26 yards. James Logan makes the stop. Chris Chandler grew up in nearby Everett, Washington, played at the University of Washington, and he's the second highest rated quarterback right now in the NFL. With this line, Whitfield, Tobeck, the rookie Collins, Williams, and Matt Willig. Running backs, Jamal Anderson, fullback Bob Christian, Emmanuel and Mathis, the wide receivers, and the tight end, Brian Kozlowski. And West out today with the knee. On the 33-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go for the Falcons. And in the game's first play, the handoff goes to Jamal Anderson. The Falcons are only averaging 3.4 yards per carry, third lowest in the NFL. Dean Wells makes the tackle there, and this line features Philip Saliamua, the former Chief, Adams, a good one, and Michael Sinclair, one of the best ends you've never heard about. Brown, Wells, Winston Moss, the former Raider, in the linebacking core. And a pretty good secondary, Williams, Bellamy, and Thomas.
And Darrell Williams, the free safety, number 33. If you like to watch your safeties hit, he's as good a hitting safety as there is, and he has 8 interceptions this year.
Which is tied for the NFL lead. Base 4-3 defense. Second down and 9. Chandler with his first pass, and he has a strike on his first throw, caught by Bert Emanuel. It's a gain of 11 yards and an Atlanta first down.
Well, Chris Chandler is throwing this on 3 steps. It's 1, 2, 3 throw, so the pressure cannot get to him, and it's an instant 3-step slant. And if the corner's going to lay outside, they can't stop the inside cut with the 3-step drop.
Chandler right now is the 5th most accurate passer coming into today in the NFL. Almost 60% of his passes. It is a first down at the 45-yard line. Bob Christian is in motion. Anderson remains, and he gets the pitch out on first down and 10, and tackled behind the line of scrimmage by hard-charging Fred Thomas, who makes his first NFL start today at the cornerback.
Well, here's a little corner. Everybody ends up blocked. You're going to watch the Falcons. They're going to pull a line. They're going to pull a guard as they run the toss sweep. It's actually pulling Bob Whitfield, the tackle, coming around, and sooner or later it ends up one-on-one with a good running back against a little corner. Did a nice job, Freddie Thomas.
Thomas taking the place of Lincoln, who is taking the place of Sean Springs. So they got their 3rd starting cornerback there in the last month.
Well, they were going to have an excellent football team. They lost offensive linemen, and they've lost 3 key people on defense, including their all-pro defensive tackle.
Second down 11, pressure on Chandler, who throws a pass high and incomplete for Bert Emanuel. And it's incomplete, setting up 3rd down and 11 for the Atlanta Falcons, who have the 25th ranked offense in the NFL.
Well, I think the biggest problem for the Falcons pass protection is the right side. The right tackle, Matt Willig, and Gene Williams. They're going to get pressure. Watch Chandler gets pressure from that top side, coming in the name of Chad Brown. Chad Brown, a linebacker from the Steelers. They went out and spent a lot of money, and they like him when his hand's on the ground as a defensive end.
What a very good 3rd down team. 3rd down and 11 yards to go from the 44. Chandler out of the pocket, avoids the rush, has time, and he is whacked as he throws the pass, and it's caught, and a late flag is thrown. Ball was caught at least right for now. A first down. A gain of 16 on the play to Terrence Mathis. But this all, of course, is pending the penalty flag.
Let me tell you about the penalty flag. 27 yards in the air, the flag. That may be the best throw. That may be the best throw of the day. That flag came off the 26-yard line opposite the 50.
Ron Blum,
would you sign Ron?
I'd sign him to play golf. I'd get him in a nice Nassau.
Holding, defense, penalties declined. First down, Atlanta.
Has to be the best arm of any official in the league.
There's Dennis Erickson in his third year as the coach here, and under a great deal of fire. Controversy continues to swirl around this team that when they bring in a new general manager, they're also bringing a brand new coach. So he is here in his third campaign, and there is Dan Reeves in his first year. And this game could define the Falcons' '97 season in a lot of ways, which we'll get into as the game goes along. But it's a very important game for Atlanta. It is a first down run, and Jamal Anderson tries to climb past a couple of blockers, picking up 3 down near the 36-yard line, brought down by Dean Wells. That is his second tackle on the day.
And a little different with Anderson. In the past, when they ran the run and shoot with just no tight ends, it was a downhill running game. The backs took the ball and went downhill over the guard tackle. Here's a counter play, and they run more pulling action, and I see improvement with the offensive line pulling each week that we watch the Falcons.
1,000-yard gainer a season ago, and he's got to average almost 90 yards the rest of the way to get up there again this year. 7th play in the game-opening drive, second down and 7 yards to go. Anderson again. Not a lot of room. In fact, he's thrown for a loss of about 1.5 yards. It'll set up third down and a long 8. He was caved in upon, leading the charge. Dan Saliamua inside on the tackle.
Most teams pull their guards. They're pulling Whitfield. He's going to jab this way and try to follow Whitfield up through the right side. And they feel Whitfield is their best player, their best lineman. So rather than pull the guard, they're doing more on the tackle pull. You can only do that if you got a tight end in the game to seal off the man lining up over that tackle.
He started every game for 6 years.
Well, he was there when I was there. He started right off as a rookie, and I always had that good punch. He can always punch you in pass protection.
And he can put away the food, too.
He hadn't missed a meal.
Third down and 8. Chandler with flags thrown, and the pass is incomplete at about the 11-yard line. Williams was covering Bert Emanuel, the wide receiver. Chad Brown was coming up, and he may have jumped off sides.
Willie Williams made a great play from the corner position. I thought they were going to stick that in there.
Offside, 94 defense, 5 yards, repeat third down.
Chad Brown, the linebacker who likes to put pressure on in third down. They move him to the right end. He gets in this stance, and he left a little bit early. Watch Willie Williams get after Bert Emanuel. Look at him stick that left hand in there. What a nice play by that corner.
A couple former Steelers. Williams, a big high signing player, a free agent from Pittsburgh. Chad Brown, they gave him millions, over $25 million to sign here. The Steelers involved in that play. It's third down and 3, and they got to get inside the 30. Chandler throws, and the pass is caught like a pinball. The tight end, Ed Smith, 28-year-old first-year player, Ed Smith, a guy who has spent a lot of time in the Chicago White Sox minor league baseball organization, comes up with a nice play, and he's close to a first down.
Little pressure on Chris Chandler here. Again, wow, they're all over the quarterback. Good pressure on the quarterback. And Ed Smith, he's the guy that was with Dan Reeves. No, that was the starter. Kozlowski was with Reeves at the Giants, and he was ordinarily the backup, but Ed West got hurt. Ed West, the starting tight end last week, knee swelled up.
This kid, Ed Smith, just made his first NFL catch, but it's going to be that close to a first down. They go for it on fourth down in literally inches.
Oh, sure. You got 4 wins. What are you saving it for, you know? Dan is hollering he doesn't like the spot.
Now he's looking up the referee's number.
Yeah, he got his
Al Jury.
Al Jury. Well, Al's wearing glasses now. Al Jury is an ex-motorcycle cop out of San Francisco. I used to holler at him before he wore glasses. Now that he has glasses on, Dan's hollering at him.
He's no better.
He's no better. His glasses. He's getting a new prescription.
Fourth down and inches, 9th play of the drive for Atlanta. Harold Green will make it an open backfield, and there's the quarterback keeper by Chris Chandler, who nudges it across the 30 And down to the 29 for an Atlanta first round, so he keeps the drive alive.
I don't like the formation because it gives you only one play. They have no tight end here, so you can't run a cutback. When he goes in motion, all you got left is the quarterback sneak. You're telling the defense, I'm only going to run one play. This is not a good call. You got to give them a formation where they have to defend more than one thing, even though Atlanta got the first down.
Inside the 29. No score. 9.5 to play here in the first quarter from the Kingdom.
Hey, get off my fucking...
Chandler going deep, and it's caught inside the 5-yard line by Brian Kozlowski. And he is down at the 2, and it's first and goal to go as Chandler is right on the money. And Kozlowski makes his 3rd reception of the season.
Well, they put 2 tight ends together. That's called a pair. And the 2 tight ends, there's a tight end and a wing back, and this is ordinarily a running formation. And they're going to come off of here down the sideline, and a perfect throw on a deep ball. One thing Dan Reeves told us, nobody throws a better deep ball than Chris Chandler.
He's told us that 2 weeks in a row. So that time, Kozlowski with the career-long catch sets up first down and goal to go. And the handoff. And shy of the touchdown, a leaping Jamal Anderson. At the 1 is as far as he gets. It'll be second down and goal.
Well, if you look at Jamal Anderson and you're a Falcon fan, he may remind you a little bit of William Andrews. Although I don't see the quick takeoff like William, I do see the second effort running. He had no chance there. A nice stick by Chad Brown. But I don't see the 2-3 step quickness that William had. But I see a player, when he gets past that first line, can lug the pile around. He's sort of a long strider, but a strong guy.
Here we go, red zone offense. Second down, goal from the 1.
Split set.
And the handoff again, and short again is Jamal Anderson. This time, Dean Wells plugged it up. So it'll be third down and goal.
Well, it's a good thing Dan wasn't standing on the end zone here. I think he'd holler about this spot, too. It's a split formation, which means you have to run a trap up inside. And he should have stayed up. He should have dove down around his own. He should have taken on probably Dean Wells one-on-one chest high because there was nobody else there. Sort of put himself on the ground.
This is the game-opening drive. 13th play of it coming up. Third down and goal from the 1. Chandler. Anderson again. This time he crawls in for a Falcon touchdown.
Well, this time they got in the I formation, and the Seahawks got an all-out blitz. They were blitzing all the inside gaps, and the Falcons had a good play call where they're going to bounce outside the left tackle, Bob Whitfield. It will come right down towards you.
55, Nate Miller made a nice block.
Well, it ended up Jamal Anderson against Willie Williams, and Willie Williams isn't big enough to win that one.
Morton Anderson will try the extra point on the Dan Straczynski hold. And the Falcons take the opening kickoff. 13 plays. It was set up on a 28-yard pass to Kozlowski and finished by a 1-yard touchdown run in Jamal Anderson.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. By Texaco, a world of energy. And by Energizer, long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going and going.
Good-looking opening drive to this game by the Atlanta Falcons. 13 plays and 67 yards.
And you got to love Chandler. He had 4 different receivers on that drive. Found a couple of tight ends, found a couple of wide receivers, kept that thing going.
Morton Anderson will kick off for the Atlanta Falcons. And this one will be in the end zone where Steve Broussard will take it out 3 yards deep. The former Falcon running back is shy of the 20 and out near the 18-yard line. On a return of 21 yards, tackle made by reserve backfield guy Ronnie Bradford. We'll get to see Warren Moon in a second. Atlanta has taken the game-opening kickoff. 13 plays. They got a touchdown run from Jamal Anderson. First time we've seen Warren Moon in Seattle's offense, the second-rated NFL offense. started from their own 19-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go, and trailing early 7-0. Chris Warren is in the backfield, and 3 wide receivers deployed. There's Warren on first down. Gains 3 just beyond the 20-yard line. 41-year-old Warren Moon, over 3,000 yards passing again this year. Came from the Vikings. Before that with the Houston Oilers. Leads the NFL in yards through the air. Jones, the good-looking rookie. Kendall, the number 1 last year. Mawai, Beatty, and Grant Williams. In the backfield, Warren. Fullback Max Strong from Georgia. Pritchard and Galloway, the wide receivers. And Carlester Crumpler is the tight end. Second down and 8. Warren for a second carry, and he slashes through, and he's out for a first down to the 31-yard line and a pickup of 10. The defense for the Atlanta Falcons is 12th in stopping the run, 18th overall. Smith, Owens, Travis Hall, and Archambault on the defensive line. Linebackers, Henri Crockett, the rookie, with Tuggle and Cornelius Bennett. In the secondary, Bradford and Buchanan at the corners. Bush and White are the safeties.
And we like William White. We got to watch the Falcons last week, and I don't think there's a much better hitting safety than William White's doing right now for the Falcons.
It is a first down, and the nice run by Chris Horn. Here's the reverse, and the handoff goes to Galloway, and he cuts back the other way, and he is back close to the original line of scrimmage. Down at the 30, losing a yard on the reverse. He got the handoff on the play from Lamar Smith.
That's one of those plays that looked real good in practice, Kevin. I can see it now. Oh, boy, look at this play in practice. Can't get any uglier than that in the game. By the way, the 10-yard breakout that they had on the third down, Kevin, was 4 wide receivers. So the Seahawks have changed their offensive formations to running 3 wides and 4 wides most of the time.
Lamar Smith in the backfield. Second down and 11 from the 30. Blitz was on. Moon goes the other way and throws a completed pass to James McKnight. He picks up 5. He caught 4 Moon passes last week against Kansas City, and that'll set up third down.
Well, here's what's fashionable in the National Football League is zone blitz. Here's Dan Owens, a defensive tackle. You think he'd go that way? Wrong again. And this is what everybody's running now, the zone blitz. He's got a curl, so you got a big down lineman dropping off, and you got a corner like Ronnie Bradford doing the blitzing. So it was zone, even though they were blitzing, with down linemen dropping back into hook areas.
Bradford had a pick last week. Third down and 6. In traffic, Moon throws. It's deflected and incomplete at the 39 as he was going for wide receiver Mike Pritchard. So Moon can't convert, and the
What about that pressure? And this is what has put the Seahawks in sort of a deep funk. All the pressure on the quarterback has slowed down what was, a month ago, pretty dangerous offense.
Here's Ron Stark into punt, and punting has been the headline here. They just signed him this week, the 4-time Pro Bowler who was last year with Carolina.
Punt block on, Kevin.
And he gets it away. It was a bad snap, and deep back Hinshin will let it bounce out of bounds, and a penalty flag is thrown where the ball was snapped.
I think the protectors grabbed a hold of the Falcons who were going to block the punt. I think they're going to get called. I think the Seahawks said don't get the punt blocked, and I think they grabbed some of the Falcons who had on a 10-man punt rush.
There's a special teams coach, Dave Arnold. In 3 of the last 4 games, all kinds of holes in the special teams, in particular the punt team, has cost this Seahawk team 26 points. They're suffocating their playoff hopes.
Holding 52 of the kicking team. That penalty is declined. Timeout.
52 is the snapper, Kevin Mawai. So Atlanta will get it back. They're already on top on a 1-yard touchdown run by Jamal Anderson. Glanville. This is Kevin Harlan from the Kingdome in Seattle. And from their own 35, Atlanta, first down and 10 yards to go. Second possession today for the Falcons. Chandler fakes the handoff and then gives on the end around. This is Terrence Mathis, and there he goes into Seahawks territory. Fumbled the ball as he was hit, but a whistle blew. They mark him down at the 49 after a gain on the reverse of 16 yards.
I'm surprised the Falcons came back with their reverse because the Seahawks, their reverse was so ugly, but nice job here by Terrence Mathis. He'll keep on, he's in motion, and he keeps on coming behind the offensive line. And the quarterback's the only one, the difference in the 2 reverses the quarterback handed it off to Terrence Mathis, not another running back. So it's a quarterback handoff reverse.
At the Seahawks 49, first down and 10 yards to go. Christian on the shuffle. Play action by Chandler. Moves up and guns a pass. Flag is thrown. Burt Emanuel the catch at the 42. Willie Williams on the tackle after the gain of 7 through the air on first down. But let's see what that penalty flag is all about. And it's against Atlanta. If Chandler can stay healthy, Jerry, this is going to be a team you're going to want to watch.
10 yards, repeat first down.
I like Chandler last. In fact, the Houston Oilers had to trade Chandler because he would have remained the starting quarterback. He was much better than Aaron McNair, and the only way they could get McNair into play was to get rid of Chandler. And that's pro football, unfortunately. But he was the best quarterback in Houston.
And they wanted him really to be a mentor for McNair. And he said, wait a minute, I'm fighting for a job here. I don't want to be a teacher. I'd rather be a guy going for a position. So the penalty is on the center, Calvin Collins. It's first down and 20 with the penalty in tow. Chandler pump fakes, and now he's on the run. And he is just past the 45, gaining 4 on a scramble near the 46 before he's brought down by leading tackler Chad Brown.
And it looks like Chad may have hurt something. When you lay on the ground and pound the ground, he did not miss the tackle, so he's not mad about that. But something's not feeling like it used to. You have to get up, check all your parts, see if your parts are where they're supposed to be.
He's got some pretty good parts, too.
Harlan's got a pretty good paycheck. But how much money did he get coming from the Steelers?
Over $24.5 million.
That compares with your contract that you signed with Fox just recently.
You obviously had too much turkey, didn't you? Second down and 16 yards to go. 7-0 Atlanta's on top. Chandler in the pocket as it crumbles and throws a pass which is caught. 37-yard line, lassoed by Burt Emanuel. It's good for a first down and a gain of 18 yards.
And Chandler's getting pressure from his right side, so he scoots up. He's going to watch the pressure. Is going to come from his right side. He feels it, scoots up, gets himself a little more time, gets away from Michael Sinclair, and makes what he usually does, a very accurate throw. You know, when he was in Houston, he led the league in third down conversions. And third down conversions, you're talking about passing accuracy, and that's what Chandler has.
It is a first down, and Emanuel with one of the better receiving totals in the NFC this year. Looked like the right tackle moved, and there go the flags, and there go the whistles.
Looked like old Matt Willick, number 77.
Former New York Jets starter. In fact, he began his NFL career as a defensive end as a free agent for the Jets in '92.
Prior to the snap, false start, 77 offense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
So another penalty on this drive.
Played defense in college. Was a defensive lineman in college.
At USC.
He's out here a little bit. There he goes. He's so big, he's almost out of our picture. And I watched him last week. We got to watch the Falcons again last week, and he does struggle with a double move. His feet don't slide. I'd say he's not a great athlete. He's more of a street fight type guy.
On the 42 of Seattle with the penalty, it's first and 15. Handoff to Jamal Anderson. Read well by the Seahawks and Phillip Daniels, the right end. He makes the tackle on a loss of 2 for Anderson.
Well, they put a pair. A pair is 2 tight ends together. Usually the ball goes to the pair, and they're trying to fool the defense and run into this soft spot. And they didn't get to fool anybody on this one. So they ran actually the draw to the open side away from the pair. And you can't run into that softness where there's no tight end, there's nobody that side.
He's carried it 8 times today. And just got in the yard.
On all 8 carries, he's got a yard. Wow.
Second down and 17 for Chandler. Moves up nicely in the pocket. Throws a pass, juggled, and incomplete at the 33 for Terrence Mathis. It'll be third down.
And Chandler has ability. Watch Chandler escape. This is sort of like a jailbreak on him. It's a zone blitz, and there's people back in his face instantly. And he puts the ball right where it should be. That ball's got to be caught.
32 years old. There's a lot of question. Is he the quarterback of the future? You know, with the great Ryan Leaf coming out of Washington State, Peyton Manning out of Tennessee, do they want to try to go for those guys, or do they want to invest in this guy? That's the question they're trying to answer at 3rd and 17. Chandler going deep and incomplete. He threw into double coverage, and Bert Emanuel inside the 15. So they'll bring on Straczynski and have to punt the ball away for the first time.
And that was his first bad throw. That ball was high and behind him. No chance for a catch on that one. So Chris did not make that normal accurate throw, but he was rushed and he did skip around a little bit.
Here's Dan Straczynski. He's bounced around the NFL a lot, and deep back is Tyree Davis, who is taking the place of the ineffective Ronnie Harris. And the high hanging kick is a good one. And the guy that leads the NFL in fair catches as an NFL punter adds to the total. That's a 29-yard punt, but he pins them at the 15.
Eagles pull off the victory in the closing seconds. 31-yard field goal by Chris Bonio's up in Cincinnati. Rams upset Washington today. 25-yard field goal by Jeff Wilkins helps them to beat the Redskins. So the Eagles and the Redskins are tied in the NFC East. Giants solidified their ground. Back to you guys.
All right, James, thank you. On first down and 10 yards to go, Chris Warren wiggles for about 3, setting up second down and 7 yards to go. That's a big loss for Washington, coming on the heels of their tie game in overtime against the New York Giants.
Makes you wonder if the quarterback ran into another wall.
That'll conclude our first quarter here inside the Kingdome. A game-opening drive and a touchdown run by Anderson. It's Atlanta 7-0. It's been a nightmare for rookie punter Kyle Richardson the last 2 weeks. He mishandled a punt against New Orleans, had one blocked that led to 10 New Orleans points. Last week against Kansas City, he had a punt block for a safety. And then he suffered a mild concussion when his teammate C.J. Richardson blocked Tamarick Vanover into him. And then today, Ron Stark, the replacement for Richardson, got a low snap. Had to field that cleanly and use all of his 15 years to muster up a punt. Second down and 7 pass, and it's caught. Mike Pritchard, the former Falcon starter, picks up 7 yards on our first play of the second quarter.
We got the interview, Pritchard. We were together in Atlanta. Did a great job for the Falcons. Went off to Denver, and many of you fans may know at Denver in practice, reached out for a ball in a 2-minute drill, Kevin, fell down on the ball and lacerated his kidney and had to sit out the remaining season. There, he was having a good year for Denver. And then from Denver, of course, he came up here to Seattle. But a lacerated kidney in practice in a 2-minute drill.
You don't hear that very often, unless it's a guy that makes the tackle, and his 46th reception of the season is good for a first down.
He was the guy that was on the board, Pritchard, that we wanted to draft. There was a couple of quarterbacks. There was Brett Favre, and there was a guy that went to the Jets before
receiver,
quarterback. And our organization was arguing over which quarterback. And I said, well, let's get this guy here, this receiver. And then Favre was available for us in the second round, so we got everybody we needed.
It is a first down for Warren Moon from his own 25. First down and 10 yards to go, and he swings it out. A flag has been thrown. Chris Warren makes the catch. Cornelius Bennett ushers him out of bounds. He's out to the 31-yard line with the gain of 6, but a flag thrown. It's a hold, and it's against Seattle.
They're struggling in pass protection and moving the wrong direction.
Legal hands to the face. 63 offense. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
Hands to the face and not a hold. A 10-yard penalty on Beatty.
Okay, I'm going to give you $1 if you can guess what college he went to.
Beatty?
Yes.
Panhandle State.
No. Panhandle State. Now, tell me where Panhandle State is. I can hear the cheers now. Go, Panhandle, go.
It's in the Panhandle.
He's the only Panhandle State grad in the National Football League.
First down and 20 with the 10-yard penalty. 4 wide receivers deployed for Moon, the #1 passer in the NFL in terms of yards. The handoff goes to Chris Warren, who picks up a quick 5, setting up second down and 15 yards to go. Warren, a couple years ago, Jerry, was probably regarded as the premier running back in the NFL.
And I think the people here say he still has that ability. He just doesn't get that many carries. They sort of do it by committee. They run Steve Broussard. In fact, Broussard gets to start a couple of times. But they think Chris Warren still has the ability. Here they are in 4 wides again, like the run and shoot. This looks like the run and shoot offense right here.
You can see Atlanta is dominating in time of possession. 2nd down and 15 yards to go for Moon. Swings it out. There's screen pass. Chris Warren. Atlanta converge well, and they limit him to just a gain of 3. Bennett again makes the tackle for the Falcons.
Trying a little screen away from the quarterback roll. And Chris Warren been elected captain every place he's ever played. And that's not a bad sign. That tells you got a little leadership, that you'll work hard.
But the numbers aren't there.
No, not anymore. But the average per carry is, and that's what makes everybody wonder.
4.1.
Yeah, he still has a high average, but they just don't hand it to him that much anymore.
3rd down and 12 early in the 2nd quarter. Warren Moon from the shotgun. His tackle was rocket.
Yeah.
Grant Williams.
Grant Williams got out of the woods a little too early.
Jerry today, got to get out of the woods in a hurry sometimes.
Prior to the snap, false start. 79 offense. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
And not before the count. The entire right side of their line is the 2nd team. The 1st team guys are out, both of them with injury.
He's right here, and of course Lester Archambault is lined up across from him, and that made him come out of that stance a little bit early. Lester having a good year for the Falcons at left tackle. Lester's a guy we traded for my last year in Atlanta, and has grown into being like all the front defense. The Falcons defensive line is relentless. They just never quit. They never quit trying to get after you. I think they have the best defensive line coach in football.
Oh, snapping the shotgun to Moon, was hit, got it away, gets it out to Warren. Well shy of the 1st down. He had to get out to the 35. He picks up 4. And they got a punt again. This will be the 2nd consecutive punt for the Seahawks today. And the boos come cascading down from the upper deck.
Well, when you got 3rd and 15 and you throw a 2-yard route, the fans have a right to boo you. What are you doing? You know, what are you trying to get done here? They had no chance of converting that to a 1st down. Have to push the ball down the field.
Ron Stark with the punt. No hang time. Todd Kinchin can return it from the 36-yard line for the Falcons. And there he goes up the sideline and down to the 36-yard line. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 36. Tackle made by Fourier. Back at the Kingdome, 11:41 to play before the half. It's 7-0 Atlanta.
That's Bill Cole, our defensive line coach. He's working every minute he can. He's the best defensive line coach in the National Football League. Played at Montana State, the same place the head coach for the Seattle Seahawks played.
Best beginning field position for the Falcons. The flags are thrown as Jamal Anderson on 1st down and 10 yards to go takes it down to the 35. A lot of penalty flags in this game so far.
I don't know if they can get a drive going with all this happening against the Seahawks.
Offside. 97 defense. 5 yards. Repeat 1st down.
That is the 4th on Seattle as Sally Mua is taken out. First down and 5 with the penalty in tow to the 30-yard line. Play action by Chandler. Throws a pass. It's caught. Burt Emanuel on the run. And inside the 15 of the Seahawks to the 12. Tackle made by Darrell Williams. It's a gain of 18 on 1st and 5.
Well, the motion went to the side they threw. So Seattle, they're going to send motion to Emanuel. So Seattle ran the rotation that way, which means they ought to have a man under the curl. You see he's late. That's Dean Williams. But the motion told Seattle where the ball was going, but the accuracy of Chris Chandler still stuck the ball in.
There you see Mathis and Emanuel, 4th in touchdown receptions, 5th in receptions overall coming into today. Emanuel makes his 3rd catch, setting up 1st and 10 from the 12. The fake to Anderson. Chandler will go to Anderson. He's wide open at the 10, and he'll go into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day.
And he came all the way from the opposite that formation. They faked the sweep to him. Let me show you where he starts. He starts all the way to the quarterback's right. He's right here, and he's going to come all that way and keep on going. And by the time the quarterback goes through his progressive read, he fakes the sweep, looks there, looks downfield. That's about his 3rd receiver, and that's what a veteran quarterback gives you. And he beats Chad Brown into the end zone.
Anderson with 2 touchdowns today, 1 yard on the ground, 13 yards through the air. Anderson with the extra point, a high snap which Straczynski puts down, and we're early in the second quarter, and the Falcons making a big statement. Chandler with his first touchdown pass today, 14-0. 2 touchdowns in 3 possessions today for the Falcons. Anderson's got 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, and the touchdown pass by Chris Chandler gives him now 9 consecutive games of at least 1 touchdown pass. Look good early. They are shutting out Seattle 14-0.
Well, last week when we did the game, we watched the Falcons mauling the Saints, and we said then we thought the Falcons could win out. By win out, we meant win every game the rest of the season. And what a great comeback that would be after starting 0-5 and show everybody in Atlanta they got the thing heading in the right direction.
Anderson's kickoff. Broussard. Anderson is down. He may have pulled something on the kick, and the return by Broussard takes him out to the 25. Morton Anderson, when he kicked that ball off, spun around, and there he is hobbling off the field. And that could be a problem. He got caught up in the turf. Ouch. The most important players on this Atlanta team is kicker Morton Anderson.
And the doctor's taking his right hand, feeling the left hamstring of Morton Anderson, looking for a dent in the hamstring. If there's a dent goes in, that means that's where the pull is. And watch him here. He'll grab his left hamstring right there with his left hand, and that's what the doctor's looking at right now. Still looking at it.
Best beginning field position for Seattle, and the moon pass intended for Pritchard is broken up by Devin Bush, who Dan Reeves said last week played his best game of the year against the New Orleans Saints.
And this is a nice play by Bush because he's getting the corner route, which means the wide receiver went into the safety and broke out.
Pretty play.
Yeah, nice play. Got his right hand on it. Another year or two, he may learn how to catch it.
Played for Florida State, won a national championship with Bobby Bowden. Her high pick in the secondary. The secondary really has been very important in this winning 3 of 4 games for the Falcons.
And that has been their weak spot for years. They really didn't have many players that could play back there. So trying to correct that with the draft and with free agents like picking up Ray Buchanan.
2nd down and 10, handoff goes to Lamar Smith. Picks up a quick chunk of 5. That sets up 3rd down and 5. The offense for the Seahawks has been a little bit rusty. They've lost their luster the last couple weeks, as these numbers would tell you.
And they lost, the right side of their offensive line, and that'll make your offense not function real good when you get the pass rush on your quarterback.
Howard Ballard and Derek Graham are both out. 3rd and 5 pass. Whistles over the head of Mike Pritchard, curling at the 36. And they're still working on Anderson.
He'll reach under here, of course, is the hamstring. Back in here, and that's where they'll feel and try to find. You see, he's sticking his left hand in there, seeing if there's an indentation. If there's a dent back there in the muscle, that means he's pulled it.
3 possessions for Seattle. This is their 3rd punt with Ron Stark.
They're showing the punt block on a giant left. That's what it is.
Todd Kinchin, who returned the last one for 28 yards, setting up the touchdown pass. Gets this on the fly at the exact same spot at the 36-yard line. And he returns it up to the 48. It's a gain of 10 after the 34-yard punt. Jay Bellamy makes the tackle. We are in the Kingdom. It's all Atlanta. Falcons have scored 2 of their 3 possessions today, and their opening drive of the game, 13 plays, 1-yard touchdown run by Jamal Anderson. On their 3rd possession of the day, a 13-yard touchdown pass to Anderson. He had 2 touchdowns a couple weeks ago against the Rams, the leading rusher.
And on that catch, Kevin, you see the long stride he has for a big man. And that long stride, I think, really helps him when he breaks into the secondary. May hurt him a little bit on his quick start, but he's got a good long stride once he gets that big body going.
From the Atlanta 48, 1st down and 10 yards to go for Chandler. Handing off the draw play, and this is Jamal Anderson climbing his way for 8 to the 44. Right now, let's go back to Hollywood at McDonald's game break and welcome in James Brown.
Kevin and Jerry, rough day for San Francisco thanks to this man, Andre Rison. 5 catches, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that beauty, spanking San Francisco. Worst loss for them since '86. Kansas City undefeated at home and looking good in the playoff run. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
All right, James, thank you. Here, halfway through the second quarter, 14-0 Atlanta. Second down and 2 from the 44. What's the defense doing?
Oh, they just audible. The quarterback audible. The quarterback, Chris, caught him in the blitz and made them come out of the blitz.
And now Chandler has to find somebody, and he locates his wide receiver. And the catch is made at the 33-yard line. Reception on the play by Terrence Mathis.
This is something you don't see on Saturday. This is Sunday football. The quarterback reads the blitz. He audibles. Seattle realizes that the quarterback's reading their mail, and they audible off to a zone. They see that he caught him, so they're checking all out. Look at that. They went from man the zone, and then Chandler's so good, he's still able to find the wide receiver coming across right in the zone. What a nice job, Terrence Mathis.
First down catch to the 33-yard line of Seattle. Chandler goes right to work on first down. Throws into a thicket of Seattle defensive players and hits his receiver, Bert Emanuel, a gain of 25 yards. It's first and goal to go. The Falcons at the Seattle 7.
Well, the crowd here, the crowd is starting to boo because Chris Chandler, he still thinks it's Thanksgiving. He's picking this thing like a drumstick. Whatever he wants, he's taking. What a nice, accurate throw again. They sent the motion all the way past Bert Emanuel, so Bert Emanuel could be in the up on the linebacker. The back motion locked up the coverage, just what Chandler wanted, a good throw. Audible again.
Changing the play.
And look at the defense. Look at the defense. They're all checking. I love this. This is Sunday ball. This you don't find this on Saturday.
From the 7-yard line, first and goal. Chandler has a block. He tried to cut inside, then he was drilled by Chad Brown. He picks up 3 on the play, setting up second down and goal. Chandler does not have a rushing touchdown this year. I would assume that every time he runs the ball like that, you kind of hold your breath because health problems have certainly been a part of his season.
But not really. His injuries, Kevin, have come off the AstroTurf. As he throws the ball, he has a habit of stretching his neck, staring downfield to see if the ball is caught. In fact, Dan Reeves says his worst injuries, he's trying to see, did we make the play? And boom, his head hits the AstroTurf, and that's what's knocking him out.
Instead of getting ready for the hit, he's looking downfield.
After he throws it, I guess you got to pull your neck in. He goes giraffe neck rather than a little old turtleneck.
Jamal Anderson, in search of his 3rd touchdown today, picks up 3 to the Seattle 1. It'll be 3rd and goal with a 14-0 Atlanta lead.
Watch Jamal run. It's not a quick, it's a long stride. Watch Jamal come in here. I wouldn't call this exceptionally quick, but it's a look at the length of the stride. And he runs with power, and he puts his pads down. You call that flat back. He runs with a flat back, gets under the defensive linebacker.
Nate Miller, 55, has come in as a tackle eligible. He's at the top of your screen right there.
Good athlete.
3rd and goal from the 1. The fake by Chandler. He looks one way, throws the other, and it's incomplete. Looking for Ed Smith, and Jay Bellamy was on him. So it's 4th and goal at the 1.
He had time on that. When you get down close to the goal line and you do a play action, everybody was playing the run. But I don't like when you send a message and call a pass when it's 3rd and 1. I think you need to prove the other team we're tougher than you are. They've been proving that for just about this whole half. I think you smack it at him. And look at him. He's still patting his left hamstring. Morton Anderson.
Walking very gingerly out onto the field. Anderson will try an 18-yard field goal.
That's his kicking leg now. It's not his plant leg.
And it's up.
He's hurt again. He's hurt again in that.
And it's good.
Look at him. He's got a hitch in his get along.
So a pass to Bert Emanuel of 25 yards sets up this 18-yard field goal by Morton Anderson.
And the left leg is the one with the hamstring. And that hurt. Look at the expression on his face.
You think?
I think he better be careful. In fact, the kickoff could be the most dangerous. I'd find somebody else to kick off. If I was coaching the Falcons right now, I'd have a new kickoff guy in there.
Going to be Dan Straczynski, the punter?
And that's what you got to do, because you don't want to. The way he's going to hurt that hamstring more is a long kick or a kickoff. So don't let him take a power swing with that hamstring and bring in your punter to do the kickoff.
Straczynski had a pretty uneven performance last week against New Orleans, as you see Steve Broussard deep back for Seattle. It is 17-0 Atlanta.
I put my hand on Steve Broussard's jersey before the game, and they're going to have a hard time tackling him. That's my hand. This is a little bit of grease. I had a little bit of grease on that thing. that was
and a lot
jersey.
Of letters too. Eh?
That was a jersey of a Seattle Seahawk, and if you can tackle him, you better have hooks for hands.
What is it, Vaseline, you think?
Well, evidently the jersey had a cold because they had it all greased up pretty good, trying to let it breathe a little bit.
Vicks vapor rub on there.
Yeah, a little Vicks.
Well, here's Straczynski, who is normally the punter.
And he put the ball over on a hash rather than the middle.
He's basically going to kick straight-footed.
He sure did.
And it is retrieved by an upback for Seattle, Max Strong, who is a fullback and a kid who grew up in Columbus, Georgia. Played for the Georgia Bulldogs. Tuesday, Fox presents a star-studded salute to
73. I went in the National Football League. This is how everybody kicked off. Boop! In 73 with your toe.
Look at it, and he's got the square toe.
Wow.
Look at the shoe. I'll have to go back and look at the shoe. It is first down and 10 yards to go for Warren Moon. Out of the backfield, throws for Max Strong, and it ricochets off his palms, and it's incomplete, setting up second down and 10.
Hey, if Straczynski keeps kicking.
Who?
Straczynski. How do you say it?
Oh, no.
I don't know either.
I got to get that name out of my head. Straczynski.
If he kicks again, we should show it in black and white, because we're back to the 70s.
Tom Dempsey, huh?
Yeah. Dempsey had almost like a golf ball.
Who was the last kicker? Was it Mark Mosley at Washington, the last straight-on kicker with the square toe?
And he tied it back with a shoelace. He used to tie the toe back.
Very good point. Second down and 10. Here comes Warren Moon. And he throws a pass which is caught by Joey Galloway, the leading receiver. First time he has thrown to him today, his 54th reception of the year.
And Joey Galloway can make plays downfield. I'm surprised they haven't gone deep to him. One thing the Falcons are doing now, they're throwing more deep routes. And for a while, Seattle did that. Now you're seeing a lot of short passes.
They attend to Galloway on the sideline. Third down and 3.
4 wideouts in the game.
Moon with the handoff. And Lamar Smith out of Houston, a third-round pick back in 1994, weaves his way close to a first down, but appears to be shy. Had to get out near the 42. Let's see if they mark him at the first.
Got the 4 wideouts in, and they're just going to run a draw and try to bring it back to the right side. There's the hole he's looking for. Now you got to accelerate. He didn't get his pads down. He ran straight up and down. You got to get your pads under the defensive people. And they got the first down.
They did get him the first down for Coach Dennis Erickson. Seattle has had it 3 previous times, and they've punted each of their possessions today. Smith in the backfield. From the 42. Moon hit and brought down. That is the 47th sack of the year by the #1 sack defense in the NFL, and that ties a record back in 1978, the old Grits blitz defense of Jerry Glanville.
There's Lester Archambault, an arm club, beautiful arm club on Grant Williams. He took his right hand, you see him? He clubbed, and the way you teach offensive line is first touch wins. Well, when Grant Williams went to touch Archambault, Lester knocked his arm right down.
How do you feel?
I'm excited about that. I don't like him breaking our old record, but I guess they're going to get all of our old records.
Almost a 20-year-old record. Second down and 12. Moon throws out of traffic and gets out near the 43 on a pickup of perhaps 2, looking for wide receiver Mike Pritchard. The secondary is doing a pretty good job.
I want you to coach the offensive line. You're coaching the offensive line, so you're telling this guy to get your hand on him. Watch him knock his hand down. Boom, you can't see it there, but he took his right hand and knocked that arm down.
It's 3rd and 9, and Moon is in the gun. Got to get down to the 47-yard line. And the pass is caught.
What a throw.
Great reception made, 32-yard line, James McKnight. That's his second of the day, and he's got a gain of 24 in the first big play today by the Seattle Seahawks.
Watch this ball. This is what made Warren Moon worth a lot of money. This is an RPM revolution ball. Look at that ball turn and fire. That ball can go through a car wash and not get wet when he cranks it up like that.
A brushless car wash.
Yeah. There's James McKnight. He's the third wide out with the speed. He can run.
3 years from Liberty. That was a good-looking pass by Moon, who has gone 7 of 11.
And the coach at Liberty, Sam Ritigliano, the old Cleveland Brown coach.
7th play of the drive, first down and 10. They blow it because we have hit the 2-minute warning. So signs of life from the Seahawks, who trail 17-0. 2-minute warning. In Seattle, 2-minute warning. Atlanta shutting out the Seahawks. But Seattle is on the move at the 32.
And Warren's best throw at a good RPM ball, but he's not doing that every down. Threw the ball downfield and throwing all those short routes, Kevin.
First play today in Atlanta territory for Seattle is a pass by Moon down the sideline looking for James McKnight. And it's incomplete, so let's call it 2nd down and 10.
And here's what's bothered Warren Moon the last 4 or 5 weeks, something that Atlanta does good, and that's pressure on the quarterback. He doesn't have much time. You got to bring that ball out. Lester Archambault right back in there.
Ron Bolden was covering on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. From the 32, Moon has had some pressure today.
He's had pressure for a month.
4-man conventional rush. And the handoff to Lamar Smith, who cuts outside nicely, then is shoved out of bounds by Devin Bush. But it's a gain of 9 and sets up 3rd down and 1.
Well, they went to 4 wide receivers, like to run and shoot, and ran the outside bounce. He's reading the outside lineman. Watch the fullback. Put yourself, you come off the couch. You're reading right here. You read him, decide whether you go inside or outside. Nice job coming off the couch. Now you got to turn it loose. Run a little bit high.
What if you're coming out of the easy chair?
Come out of that big easy chair.
9th play of the drive. This began back at the Seattle 32. 3rd and 1. Smith breaks a tackle, gets the first down, and carries a load all the way to the 16-yard line. Travis Hall makes the stop, but not before he gains 7 yards in a Seattle first down.
Well, this is the first time they're going to be in the 9. They're going to come off the right side, and this is the first time I think the Seahawks are kicking butt here a little bit. Back does a good job of jumping out around Jesse Tuggle. Jesse filled the A gap, which is the center guard gap, and the back was good enough to say, I better go elsewhere, and he went out to the guard tackle gap called the B gap. So he did not run where the play was called because Jesse Tuggle had that hole filled up.
Each team has 3 timeouts. It is 1st and 10 for the Seahawks near the Atlanta 15-yard line, trailing 17-0. Moon into the end zone. Touchdown. Joey Galloway, 16-yard throw.
That's a Warren Moon throw. We showed it to you. He got one off. What they're doing now is they're going deep with Warren Moon. If you got Warren Moon, don't play dinky-do. Don't throw all that short stuff. Let him air it out. He can throw the deep ball. Another throw that could have gone through the car wash.
So Warren Moon throws his 19th touchdown of the year. Galloway makes his 9th touchdown reception of the season. That is a career high. Had one last week against Kansas City as well. Todd Peterson, the former Atlanta Falcon training camp player back in '94, who was eventually waived. And on the hold from Ron Stark, will try for the extra point. And that was a pretty important drive for Seattle just before they have to get something on the board. Now trailing 17-7.
We're going to show you this shot. You watch the ball. Sit up on your easy chair there. Get off the couch. Watch this ball turn. RPM ball. He used to throw that for me. One year he fooled everybody into thinking I was a good coach because he threw a bunch of those.
You sound like a furniture salesman over here. Couches and easy chairs.
Well, you got to get their attention. Don't want anybody sleeping back home in Atlanta. Get up. Nice catch by Galloway. Sometimes after Thanksgiving, you've eaten so much you're watching the game, but you're kind of slooping in the chair. You know, you gotta get excited.
Warren Moon just tied Joe Montana for 4th all-time in the NFL for touchdown passes.
Wow, look at that.
That's pretty good.
Think of all the passes that he threw when he was in
CFL.
In the Canadian League. If they were at it on it, he'd be way up here. He's done all that when he showed up with me in Houston, a semi-old man at that time.
Is he a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Well, I don't get the vote.
But if you could vote.
Well, I think the problem, I think for a Hall of Fame, but you can't say that because there's some in there. I think you should go get the ring to go to the Hall of Fame.
Or at least make an appearance in the game.
Yeah, I think I need to, you need to get there, but there's plenty of quarterbacks not as good as him without a ring that are in the Hall of Fame, so I guess he deserves it.
Peterson the kickoff, and this will go into the end zone. Hansbard will leave it 5 yards deep in the end zone, and Atlanta will start at first down and 10 yards to go at their 20. That is the first touchback since early in the year for the young kicker Peterson. Now for the Aflac trivia question. Who is the Seahawks all-time leader in interceptions?
I wouldn't get this one. I would have guessed wrong.
It's Dave Brown, who had 50 interceptions from 76 to 86 with Seattle. You know what he's doing now?
He's on the sideline. He's coaching the secondary for the Seattle Seahawks.
Became a assistant back in '92.
There's the Ring of Honor in the dome. His name, his number.
On the 20-yard line, Atlanta with their worst beginning field position today. First down and 10. And Jamal Anderson will take it. Chad Brown got a hold of him, and down he goes after a gain of about 8. And Jay Bellamy and Brown bring him down. Here's Dave Brown. Timeout taken. Seattle takes it, trailing 17-7. From the Dockers Khakis halftime, JB and Terry will bring you scores and highlights from around the NFL. Our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's been a great addition this year. All coming up on the Dockers Khaki halftime from Hollywood. It's second down and 1. Atlanta leads it by 10. Timeout picture right there. 3 for the Falcons and 2 for the Seahawks. And another run. Jamal Anderson, first down to the 42-yard line. He needed a yard, and he picked up 12. Darrell Williams finally brought him down. First down, Atlanta.
And the Falcons wanted to get a first down, not do anything foolish down here in their own territory.
And another timeout taken, this time by the Falcons. 2 minutes.
Well, you wonder how far, how close they got to get, because Morton Anderson has that pulled hamstring. You wonder if he's going to kick another field goal. So you wonder here, rather than his usual 52-yarder, he's probably good from 25 yards or something a whole lot closer.
Good point. First down and 10. Chandler down the middle, and the pass caught. Another Atlanta first down to the 45. Terrence Mathis, a gain of 14. Atlanta has 2 timeouts remaining. The clock, as you see, at 30 seconds.
Well, I think Seattle's finding out you cannot zone the Atlanta receivers. They're zoning this thing off, and they're open all the time on the inside cuts.
First and 10. They throw to the side. Caught by Bob Christian. His 20th reception of the year. He picks up 5, and even more importantly, stops the clock with 18 seconds to play.
He's all-around football player. He was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons when I was there, and then went off on a little excursion across the country. Went to the Bears, went to the Panthers. Always did a good job of blocking, could run with the football. Held a lot of rushing records at the Northwestern. When he left there, he held all those, but Darnell Autry broke all those records.
What yard line you think they got to get to here?
Well, I don't. With his injury, I'd say the line of scrimmage, the ball probably has to get at least to the 25-yard line with the way he's grabbing that leg.
Second down, 5. Chandler hit, spun, sacked for the first time today. Michael Sinclair.
But I'll say this about Chandler. He was looking downfield. He knows his kicker, and he slid up he was going to try to put the ball in the end zone. And I give him credit on this. He knows he can't kick a 52-yard field goal right now. Watch him slide up here, Kev, and he sees the man deep in the end zone. Good job of getting the ball back into him. I like Chandler. I was thrilled when they made the deal and got him, because I knew in Houston he was the best thing they had. And you can go to a club and get the best thing they got. You got to gobble it up.
But that quarterback of the future question continues to pop up. He has missed all or portions of 6 of Atlanta's first 8 games. He has started and finished each of the last 4. Like I said, with Ryan Leaf out there at Washington State, with Manning coming out of the University of Tennessee, where are the next few years with the quarterback in Atlanta?
I think if you want to win next year, you got to go with Chandler. You got to do that. All these names, you throw out these college names, there's a lot of good college quarterbacks that aren't playing anymore. There's one down in New Orleans, you know, and there's one everywhere that just doesn't get the job done after they come to pro football, and that can happen to you. Here's a guy I think that can do it for you right now.
The number 2 rated quarterback coming into today in the NFL. Probably number 1 now with the bad performance by Young in Kansas City. 3rd down and 8. Chandler gets away, dumps it off to Harold Green, and the former Ram is down to the 39, 38-yard line, picking up 5. And they're not near in the kind of field goal range they need to be for the gimpy-legged Morton Anderson. And a timeout has been taken, and Atlanta burns their final timeout. Anderson, if you're just joining us, looked to have pulled a hamstring on a kickoff in the second quarter, and there he is right there trying to keep it loose.
Well, even if he was healthy, this is too far out. You always try to get the ball to the 35-yard line, which makes it a 52 or 53-yarder.
Remember, nobody in the history of the NFL has ever kicked more field goals from 50 yards and beyond than Morton Anderson.
And you know what? He did a lot of those to beat the Falcons, and now he's in there trying to help the Falcons. Unfortunately, I heard in Atlanta that here's where he hurt his hamstring.
And then following this, he did kick an 18-yard field goal. But that was the beginning. Then after the field goal, watch the grimace here.
Wow, look at that face. Looks like a quarterback after his 5th interception.
So 2 seconds for me. He'll have to go to the end zone here.
Yeah, this is a Big Ben, Hail Mary, whatever you want to call it, but get in the end zone.
4th and 3, trying to buy time, sets up, has an entourage, throws short, and it's caught by the running back Green, and that will be the final play of the first half. And a good half it was for Chris Chandler and the Atlanta Falcons.
Why he threw that there, I do not know. I would have him by the throat.
So in a game that could define the Falcons' 97 season, Dan Reeves and his team leading 17-7. Halftime from Hollywood is next after these messages from your local station. Anderson won the 13-yard touchdown pass. Chandler to Anderson. It's 17-7. We'll return to Seattle after this. Warren Moon at the University of Washington. The comparison of the 2 quarterbacks today, neither with an interception, both with a touchdown.
And I think they were throwing short early with Warren Moon, and his reputation is he's got the arm to throw deep. And Chris Chandler just accurate just about on any throw that he's making today. What a difference it makes for the Atlanta Falcons when you've got a veteran quarterback that can get the job done.
There's Dan Straczynski. One of the other stories of this first portion of the game was the injury to Morton Anderson. Still no word from the Falcon locker room. The straight-on kick by Straczynski. And it is caught at the 20-yard line and brought up near the 35 by Lamar Smith. He is a running back who backs up Chris Warren. And through 30 minutes of football, here are the first half numbers from the Pacific Northwest this afternoon, the Seahawks and the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, the Falcons have won all the stats. I think because they're good on offense, you look at the Seahawks offense, not much going on, just 6 first downs and a total of 111 yards. And I think the reason is the 17 minutes time possession by the Falcons. So they're moving the ball, but they're absolutely keeping the ball away from Warren Moon and the Seahawks.
From the 35, first down and 10 yards to go. Warren for a gain of 4 up to the 39, tackled by Travis Hall. And of course, a lot of concern, if you're a Falcon fan at least, for the condition of Morton Anderson. He's got the bad leg, and there he's trying to keep it limber and warm on the sideline.
I'm surprised they don't have an ice pack on the back of it. You know, you should try to keep the blood from flowing today. Let the blood flow down the line. I'm surprised they don't have an ice pack on him. I would keep him in ice until you needed to use him. Try not to use him the rest of the game. You win the game without him playing again, that's a plus.
Jerry Glanville, MD.
Yes, Dr. Glanville, you used to call him.
2nd down and 6. Pitch out. Chris Warren for 3. That sets up 3rd down and a couple. Dan Owens, longtime Lion, makes the stop.
Dan Owens did not get to play last week, and his backup, Shane Dronet, came in and played excellent. Dronet actually got the MVP for the Falcons last week as a backup to Dan. What that told Dan Owens is don't leave your glove on the mound too long. You don't show up and play, you won't have a job.
And Dronette, 5 tackles, 2 sacks, tipped the pass, blocked a field goal last week in the win, 20-3 over New Orleans. 3rd down and 2 for Moon. Short drop, quick throw behind the wide receiver, former Oakland Raider Darryl Hobbs. It's incomplete, and the Seahawks have got a punt.
And I think what's happened to the Seahawks, they watched too much film. They looked at the pass rush of the Falcons, and everything, Kevin, is a 3-step drop. They're not hanging the ball. They're not holding on to the ball in a 5-step. And there you are in 3rd and short and thrown into a full press. I don't like what the Seahawks are trying to get done against this Atlanta team.
Todd Kinchin awaits the Ron Stark punt. It's a high one and his best one of the day in terms of hang time at the 20-yard line. The fearless Kinchin is whacked. No return after a 36-yard punt by Ron Stark. And special teams have been a real problem here in Seattle, except on that play. It's 17-7 Atlanta. A Jamal Anderson touchdown run, a Chris Chandler touchdown pass, and Chandler's had a great day at 17-7 Falcons. 7 different receivers came in today as the number 2 rated passing quarterback in the NFL. And with Young's dismal performance in Kansas City for San Francisco, is probably now number 1. Anderson on 1st down. No place to run, no place to hide. Team of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9.
Well, the play was designed to follow Bob Christian. It's a weak side lead. So the fullback has to lead the play. The man in motion is going to come up here and jump all over Winston Moss and follow me, Jamal. But Jamal didn't like it. He turned and went sideways. And when you run sideways in this league, you usually get eaten up, and they're pulling Jamal out of the game for the next play.
And they bring in the rookie Hamster.
I think the coach went a little more north-south that time, not so much sliding around.
2nd down, 9, handoff. Last year's top college running back, the winner of the Doak Walker Award, Byron Hanspard. He gained 7, a quick dash up the middle. That'll set up 3rd down and about 2. Jay Bellamy, the tackle.
Well, this is what the coach is looking for in the last play. This is north-south. He's going to come. He's going to look like Doak Walker on this play. Watch the quickness. Follow Bob Christian running up in there. This time Bob Christian got a hold of Dean Wells. And you got a good fullback lead, and you got to run north-south. You can't run east-west, and that's what the coach is looking for.
He's averaging almost 6 yards a carry. It's 3rd down and 2. To the air goes Chandler. And he throws incomplete, and he's on his back. He was looking on the side for running back Harold Green. Daniels was on top of him.
Well, Harold Green ran off to the flat. You're going to watch the back. He's going to run off to the flat, but the quarterback sort of doesn't get the step up into this one. He's leaning backwards when he throws it. A little pressure by, I think, Chad Brown after him, and made for an ugly throw. Not many ugly throws today by Chris Chandler.
First 3 and out for the Falcons. Straczynski sets to punt the ball to Tyree Davis. High hanging punt, not a great deal of distance. Davis circles under it, and the catch is 35, and then he's hit. And his own man ran into him, so there is no flag, although one referee has his hat off as he was coming from the sideline. But right now, as of now, there is no flag. The Seahawks will get it for a 2nd time in the 2nd half, trailing Atlanta by 10. Falcons just punted to the Seahawks.
And Fred Thomas is going to push Marcus Wimbley in the back, and that's why there's no flag. So even though he hits a man with a fair catch, the officials ruled, and rightfully so, that Fred Thomas pushed him in there. So there's no flag, no penalty. And how about that? The officials are correct.
It's a good call by Ron Blum's crew. Seahawks with their second half possession, and on 1st down, Atlanta is doing about 6 yards more than the Seahawks. From their own 36, 1st down and 10 yards to go. Moon has a touchdown pass under his belt late in the 1st half. Then he'll go right to work on 1st down. That's batted down by your guy in the middle, Travis Hall. Well, tonight, The X-Files captures the early field classic horror film.
Travis Hall there got that tip. And one thing his coach does is, Bill Collier, his coach teaches that a tip ball is as important as a sack. And that was a big swat down by the defensive line.
From the shotgun, 2nd and 10 pass completion caught by James McKnight, his 3rd catch today, and he picks up 16. Jerron Bolden brings him down. Seattle gets a 1st down. Right now, let's go back to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood. Kevin, game break, and here's James Brown.
Kevin and Jerry, Tampa Bay trying to improve his playoff position with a bull of a run by Mike Allstott. We believe that grunting and groaning was all his. Tampa Bay on top of the Giants by 11. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
It didn't look like anybody was trying to tackle him on that play.
1st and 10 pitch. Chris Warren with a 39. And he picks up 9. Devin Bush brings him down for the Falcons.
And Bush needed help from his defensive tackle. Travis Hall got all the way downfield to help make that tackle.
Warren with 7 carries and 37 yards so far in this game. The Seahawks are continuing where they left off late in the 1st half.
And I think they've gone back to deep throws by Warren to bring this thing back. They opened up with a ugly short throwing game, and now they're starting to do what Warren does well, and that's push the ball downfield. Get the 1st down here. This is 2nd one. Get the 1st down here if you're coaching the Seattle team.
2nd and yard. He doesn't get the 1st down. He is wrapped up by Shane Dronette. Going for a loss of a couple on the play. That'll set up 3rd down and a long 2.5.
And Travis Hall, his motor never quits. Here's a guy out of Alaska. We had a nice visit with him, didn't we? Guy that chopped wood and ate moose. He said his dad says if you chop your wood for your own heat and moose is your #1 food, you got a chance of being a player.
He's as big as a moose.
Guy that's played hockey. But imagine a guy that size, 295 pounds, being on skates in an ice rink.
He's got 8 tackles today. 3rd down and 2. They've got to get inside the 38. And they give it to Lamar Smith. And he'll be close.
I don't think he got it. It was an I formation, an inside lead. No fair dodging. They're going to just say, who's got the better man? Here we come. Off the right side. There's the block by Strong. And a little wiggling cutback. They got the 1st down.
That's the 2nd time today that Erickson has gone to Smith on 3rd and short for a 1st down run.
Rather than Chris Warren. And that tells you why Warren doesn't have the numbers, doesn't have the opportunity.
Seahawks came in 2 today, losing 3 of their last 4, 2 consecutive games. The Falcons, the exact opposite. They've won 3 of 4 and won 2 in a row. 1st and 10 for Moon. Going deep. And hot and high over his intended receiver, Joey Galloway. He threw into double coverage.
And not only that, Lester Archambault caused this throw. Lester's playing the left defensive end. Is going to be up here. Watch the pressure he gets off of Grant Williams. And Warren could feel him coming. There he is, and he knew he better bring that ball out of there. Good pressure, Lester. Sometimes you don't get a sack, but you cause a bad throw by coming and snorting and making all kinds of noise as you're coming.
Sound too appealing. I can see why he threw the ball.
Yeah, you throw the ball high. There's 4 wide receivers.
And 2nd down and 10 from the 37 of Atlanta. Hand off Chris Warren. 1st down. Inside the 10 and to the Falcon 9. Devin Bush saved him from going in for 6. A 27-yard carry by Chris Warren. It's 1st and goal to go, Seattle.
And Atlanta walks the safety up to put 6 in the box, so he's got to make the play. And he walks in now. Nobody left to block him. And he just runs over him. Of all people, William White, a guy that did great hitting last week, missed the tackle for about a 3-yard gain. One thing about Warren, he knows how to find that sideline and get down that sideline for big yards.
It is 1st and goal inside the 10. 17-7, Falcons on top. The pitch to Warren. Logged up. There goes a flag. Devin Bush made the tackle from behind. A loss of about a yard, and it is a penalty against the Seattle Seahawks.
And you wonder how Chris Warren just made that good run could look so bad on that run. He looked like he just walking around on that play. Their coach saw what I did.
He just ran for 27 yards. Maybe he's winded.
Yeah, at his age, maybe you get him out. Look at the coach. Why would you run up in there? Why would you walk on that play? And their coach saw what I did, says, guess what? You're out of the ball game.
Holding, 87 offense, 10 yards. Repeat 1st down.
That's the tight end, Crumpler.
Harlester Crumpler. I don't know who named him. His parents must have loved him at the time. but your tight end is being stared at by the official at all times. You're the one guy that can't hold. Got his hands on there. Let's see what he's got him jerked. Got Lester Archambault by the shoulder, jerking him down. Here's Seattle with 4 wide receivers.
They walked off 11 yards instead of the penalty, which was 10. The pass to Broussard. He dances free. Steve Broussard. And he is in for the touchdown.
There's a guy drafted by the Falcons. Comes out and makes a great run. He's got that burst, got that speed. I put my hand on his jersey, by the way, before the game started. And he's got himself lathered up a little bit, too.
You felt some Vaseline on there, didn't you?
Yeah, man. Nobody touched him. They can't blame the Vaseline on this play because nobody got a hand on him. That was Cornelius Bennett chasing him. Couldn't catch him.
Todd Peterson's extra point on the Ron Stark hold. And the Seahawks now trail 17-14. A 27-yard run by Chris Warren sets up a 21-yard touchdown pass to Steve Broussard. One-time Falcon, one-time Bengal. Now a situational running back for Dennis Erickson and the Seattle Seahawks with a touchdown reception, his first of the year.
And I asked him before the game what quarter was he going to come in and play, and he said he really didn't know, but they would just spot play him a little bit. Big play there, a spot play, a sneak out to the left, and he came back with a big long screen.
Peterson's touchdown, or rather kickoff following the touchdown. Byron Hanspard inside the 10. Hanspard still on his feet, and the kicker can bring him down, and now it's a foot race. Hanspard inside the 30, and he's gone for an Atlanta touchdown. 93 yards.
And it was funny, the Seahawks kept a safety back. They took Darryl Hobbs, a wide receiver, and said, don't you cover, you be the safety, and he missed him.
So the special team problems continue to plague Seattle and their coach, Dave Arnold.
Watch number 18 was held back, and he was supposed to be the safety. There's 18. That's Darryl Hobbs. If he's there to make the play, boy, he didn't look like much of a safety there. He didn't help him.
Hanspard had a 77-yard touchdown run earlier in the season, but this is good for 93 yards on the kickoff return. And last year's top college running back, a rookie, comes up big. Anderson with the extra point. 93 yards for Hanspard. And it's a 24-14 Atlanta lead. There's Straczynski, who is getting ready to kick off because Morton Anderson has pulled a muscle in his leg.
And just when the Falcons were doing nothing and Seattle was coming back, a great kickoff return. Silence everybody that's in this dome. This place went totally silent on that kickoff return.
Big by Straczynski. More length on this one. And deep back, they got Steve Broussard, who just caught a touchdown pass from Warren Moon. And he is brought down. Nice special teams tackle made by Ruffin Hamilton, the former Green Bay Packer. And there's Hanspard, who just returned 93 yards when Atlanta, Jerry, needed a spark in some way.
And he gets a nice little hole there, but he's doing some on his own. And then the safety, terrible job done by Darryl Hobbs. And watch this man swap as he's got to try to swing his arm right to left to kick a heel into another heel. He did what he was supposed to do, but couldn't get him down.
Hanspard with all-purpose yards among rookies in the NFL, ahead of Riedel Anthony, behind Corey Dillon coming in, and now right back of Warwick Dunn with the Buccaneers. Well, after scoring 14 unanswered points, the special teams of the Seattle Seahawks gave up a quick 7. Here's a pass on first down and 10 yards to go. Joey Galloway picks up 11, and that's a Seattle first down out to the 33.
And Galloway has that speed to make the big play, but I think that kickoff return took the wind right out of these Seahawks. They're walking around now wondering what happened. They did a good job getting back in the game, came back to 17-14, and boom, one big kickoff return. Now they're back to their 4 wide receivers.
First and 10 from the 33 for Warren Moon. He's going deep, and he's got Hobbs downfield. field, and he drops the ball at the 15. Stride for stride with Jerron Bolden. Incomplete pass.
And Hobbs is the one that missed the tackle on the kickoff return. But he, too, has speed. Him and James McKnight, two wide receivers. They ran out of wide receiver numbers, is why he's wearing 18. They didn't have any more 80s, and he took a quarterback number. Hit him right in the face mask.
He catches like a quarterback.
Yeah, man. And he's the guy that missed the tackle on the kickoff return. And Hobbs is shaking his head. 2 plays in a row like that. He's liable to be driving a bus on Monday for a living.
2nd down and 10, Chris Warren. And he weaves his way near the 41. Devin Bush brings him down. It's a gain of 8. It'll set up 3rd down and 2.
Nice throw again by Warren on that drop by Hobbs. Excellent deep throw. That's why I think you've got to look at your quarterback, forget your game plan, and see what your quarterback can do. He can throw deep, push her down the field.
13 years in the NFL, you can see where he ranks. Just in back of Francis Tarkenton. It's 3rd and 3. Broussard on the pitch. He's got the 1st down. Scampering out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Lonnie Bradford brings him down, and Seattle keeps it on the move. He picks up 7.
Well, with a 4-1, a 4-1 means if you look at the Falcons, they only have 5 people from there to there, which tells you as a football team, go run the ball. They can't stop you. There's only 5 in the box, so that's like picking a chicken wing.
3rd and a couple would tell you that maybe you should put more people up front.
But even on the long run, Atlanta faked that. Remember, they ran William White down late, and he was there to make the play, but you got to make the play. He didn't tackle Chris Warren on that long.
From the 47, 1st and 10 for Moon. Wobbly pass, incomplete. On the sideline, Joey Galloway watched it whistle over his head. Coverage applied by Ray Buchanan, the former Colt. It's 2nd down.
Well, that's Warren's 2nd ugly throw, and I think this time it's Travis Hall. The first time was Lester Archambault. And watch, they're running what you call turn-back protection, so he had an easy move.
The Mormon maneuver.
That's the Mormon maneuver name. We kid him about the Mormon maneuver that was named by the ex-quarterback, Bobby Hebert.
He's not even Mormon.
But he played at BYU. He's the only BYU player with the Mormon maneuver.
From the shotgun, 2nd down and 10 for Moon. Batted down Shane Dronette, number 75, got a big paw on it.
And we talked about Shane's game last week, MVP of the game.
He tipped a pass last week, blocked a field goal, had a couple sacks against New Orleans.
He's right in here. Watch him get his big hand up. He's working on Pete Kendall. They're double teaming him with the center. Swats that ball down. A swatted ball is as good as a sack. You've got to teach your line to get their hands up. And again, a guy named Bill Kolar coaches that defensive line for Atlanta, maybe the best defensive line coach in the National Football League.
On the 47, 3rd down and 10 yards to go. 4 receivers deployed from the shotgun move. Great time, good throw. It's caught in traffic. Great reception made. Mike Pritchard. It's a gain of 14, and it was a thread-like pass by Moon into a thicket of Falcon defenders.
The last 2 times these teams played, Pritchard was playing for the Falcons. Him and Broussard. So they've changed jerseys, but they're still able to make a play. Watch the play. There's a guy we drafted in the 1st round, and he knows he's going to get stuck. Good job of hanging on. Lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. Did not come back to Atlanta. Most people go back to Atlanta to live.
Chris Warren's living right. He takes it inside the 30-yard line. Picks up a quick gain of 9 on 1st down. William White out of Ohio State brings him down.
Well, they go into the 4 wides is hurting Atlanta. They're in 4 wides, and they're just running straight man-to-man blocking with a handoff. But what does Atlanta have inside? They have a 4-1. So if you only have a total of 5 people with 4 wides, you run the football, and you can eat them up. Atlanta's got to come in there and go to a 4-2 to stop this. What's going on here?
There goes White. He just made the tackle. And they replace him with free safety rookie Marcus Wimberly out of Miami.
If Seattle stays with 4 wides, Atlanta's got to bite the bullet and play a 4-2 inside, which opens up the pass a little bit, but they can't let Chris Warren just run up and down the field. They're 4-1 right now.
2nd down and 1. 9th play of the drive. Move, hit, brought down and sacked by Chuck Smith. It's the 2nd Atlanta sack today. And for Smith, his 11th of the year. That's good for number 5 in the NFL.
Well, he's on a rookie. He's on Walter Jones, a tackle. And he just runs right in the back door. Just comes right around. And a good hit. And who's right there with him? Travis Hall. Travis Hall coming up inside. He's over Frank Beatty. Nice job. He gets his hands on running the old Mormon maneuver again.
And that's a team record for the number 1 sack defense in the NFL, breaking the Jerry Glanville record of 1978.
I'm going to be mad flying home.
3rd down and 8. Moon in the gun, out to Warren's, got to get to the 28. He's short, knocked down, tripped up at the 30, gaining 6. Ray Buchanan came up to the.
Well, you got to go. You're in field goal range, but don't you go? They're going to kick the field goal. I'd go try to get the 1st down. They're going to kick a field goal here because they're going to need one later on anyway.
Late stages of the 3rd quarter, they bring in Todd Peterson, who has missed 2 consecutive field goals. He is 17 of 21 this year, but he has made 12 consecutive field goals in the dome, but he has missed his last 2. This will be from 48 yards away. The season long of 52, and he just does hit the crossbar. It is no good. Thought it may ricochet in, but it did not.
He needed 1 more yard, didn't he?
So he's short. So now he has missed 3 consecutive field goals. That is a problem for the Seahawks. We'll get a big play from Shane Burnett. Those are the sprained ankles of their number 1 draft pick, left tackle Walter Jones. He's been out for the last couple plays, and he is out right now. So more shuffling on that line. He would be the 3rd starter that would not be in there without their complete right side of the offensive line. Ballard and Graham both injured. A missed field goal puts the ball in the hands of the Falcons at their own 38-yard line. 1st down and 10 yards to go. And Chandler right to work. Out to Bob Christian. Close to a 1st down. Hit out of bounds. And gains close to 9. Tackle made by Winston Moss. Folks, reminder, this game is presented by the authority of the NFL, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the Seattle Seahawks and the NFL is prohibited. With Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan. We are at the Kingdome in Seattle, a place they're going to tear down in 1999. They're going to take it right down to the studs and then build a brand new stadium on this site. They're going to play 2 years at the University of Washington. 2nd down and 1. And the handoff goes to Jamal Anderson. He is stopped by Winston Moss. He's short. That'll set up 3rd and about 2.
And Jamal again did not follow the lead. Tried to cut back. The play's designed here. He doesn't like it and brings it back. And he runs right into Winston Moss. Nobody left to block him. Trying to sneak out the tight end side when they're running weak. It is crowded, but it's even worse going back over to the tight end side. The best way to run that is if it gets crowded on the open side, then bounce it wide, but don't take it all the way back to the tight end.
3rd and about 2. Chandler almost picked off by Jay Bellamy. Incomplete. Atlanta has to give it up again.
Well, that should have been going the other way. That Chris Chandler never saw Bellamy sneaking in there. Here's a guy that comes in on the nickel. He's their starting safety. Watch him drive the ball. He drove it first. And he was just playing in that area. That's called a spy or a robber. He was taking anything that came in on the hash mark. Somehow Chandler didn't see him. He didn't sneak in there. He was there. Chandler should have saw him.
Straczynski, another fair catch made by an opposing punt returner. That's a 39-yard boot. Straczynski's had a couple today. Nobody in the NFL, at least over the last 2 years, is better in forcing a fair catch from the opposition than the much-traveled Atlanta punter Dan Straczynski. Tyree Davis made the fair catch. Seattle gets it back, and I think if you're an Atlanta fan, you've got to sit and go, what's going to come back next now? Because Seattle has really shown a lot the last couple of possessions.
Well, if they would have made that field goal, Seattle, on their last time when they were a yard short, you take away the kickoff return, that's tying the ball game. So Seattle has, they woke up the offense here a little bit in the second half. They're moving the ball better than Atlanta, but they didn't get on the board with that field goal. And Atlanta's now giving them a long, long field, all the way 15 yards. 16-yard line. It's a long way for Seattle to try to go this way.
We'll call it the 16, 1st and 10. Big stick in the backfield. The handoff went to Chris Warren. Whacked pretty good back there. Lester Archambault came in and made the stop.
Lester playing the left end. Great effort guy.
Traded to the Falcons from Green Bay.
Did not believe Green Bay let him go. And a nice stick. Got help from Ronnie Bradford, who was blitzing off the corner.
8th year out of Stanford. 2nd down, 13 yards to go. We've got under a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff again. Warren, another big hole. He'll dance his way near the 20. Shy of a 1st down. He picks up 8. Ray Buchanan makes the stop. He was the big-time free agent signing this past summer from the Colts. Ray Buchanan.
And this is a delayed draw. Reed and Chuck Smith got down inside, which allowed Chris Warren to make the bounce out, just like we were talking about when Atlanta had the ball. There's Lester Archambault. Here's a guy that had higher than a 4-point average in high school. 4-point was all A's. He had 4.4 because he was taking college courses. Reminds me a lot
Timeout.
At Stanford.
Seattle, first charge team timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
And the Seahawks earn their first time out of the second half, trailing by 10 just before the end of the quarter. Well, we were talking before about the future of Atlanta's quarterbacking. Chandler probably is the guy. Here in Seattle, they think that John Kitna will be the future of their quarterbacking situation.
Well, watching him in the World League, and especially the World Bowl, he does have a future. And I'm like you. If I was somewhere without a quarterback, I would try to trade for John Kitna.
3rd and 5, 3 wide receivers. Moon from the shotgun. He throws, and the pass is caught by running back Lamar Smith. He twirled close to a 1st down and a gain of 7. And he's got it by about a yard. That's a good way for them to end the 3rd quarter. They're on the move again, trailing by 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue from the Kingdome after these messages from your local Fox station. A lot of fireworks in the 3rd quarter here in the Kingdome, and it began with the Warren Moon touchdown pass to Steve Broussard.
Little screen pass off to the left, and the Bruiser takes it all the way to the right and down the sideline and beats everybody in the end.
And then in the subsequent kickoff, Byron Hanspard, the rookie for the Atlanta Falcons, took it 93 yards for a touchdown.
Of all things, the Seattle Seahawks kept the safety back so they couldn't bring it back. The name of Darryl Hobbs, and Hobbs even missed it.
We begin the 4th quarter with the Seahawks facing 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Out of the backfield, Moon will run and then throw to Mike Pritchard, who does a swirl or two and picks up 8 yards. He's out near the 35. Tackle was made by Ray Buchanan. 3rd quarter offense, Gary. The Seahawks had 152 yards. The Falcons a meager 16.
Watch this one. We got a blitzer by the Falcons, so the quarterback reads it and runs the diagonal because he sees the free man blitzer coming. Throws it to the flat and try to turn it up. And the Seahawks are moving the ball, as you said, Kevin, a whole lot better than Atlanta this half.
2nd down and 2. The pitch out, Lamar Smith. Nothing doing. He loses about a half yard. That'll set up 3rd down and 3. Travis Hall makes his 9th tackle of the day.
We had a good visit with Travis, a guy that grew up in Alaska.
Ate moose meat. You told us that already.
He did all those things. And he married. His wife is from Arizona. So I said, "Is any time when you go back to Alaska?" He said, "How can you go back to Alaska when your wife is used to the Arizona weather?"
He worked in commercial fishing. He just caught a big fish right there.
Yeah, he did. Net fishing. Not throwing a hook out there. Not loading the one net.
3rd down and 3 for Moon. He avoids the pressure, moves out of the pocket, deftly throws, It's a loose ball, and they blow it down. It's good for a first down, gain of 8. James McKnight, who's had a big day, the third-year wide receiver out of Liberty, picks up just enough for a first down for the Seahawks.
Runs a little turn in. It has complete coverage. Good job of trying to stay alive when you're covered. And I just saw, of all people, Travis Hall limp off the field. So I think Travis, something happened to him on that play. He's down on one knee at the 40-yard line.
Moon just passed Franz Harkington for all-time passing yards in the history of the NFL. Pretty impressive. 7th play of the drive, 1st and 10. Moon wide open downfield. The catch is made. Mike Pritchard. He's to the Atlanta 34. Gain of 24.
Mike Pritchard, the ex-Falcon, in the slot. Just broke down inside. Nothing difficult. Just called a slim post. Run away from Devin Bush.
A slim post.
Slim. That post would brought it all the way to the safety. Slim post to stay away from the safety, but bring it inside.
But basically a route right down the middle.
Right.
It is 1st and 10. Seahawks on the move from the Atlanta 34. Here comes Chris Warren. And he tumbles to the 31, picking up 3. Jesse Tuggle made the tackle, the leading tackler, as he's been for the previous 8 years.
When I got to Atlanta to be their coach, Jesse was already there. But the story was fantastic. His college coach came to the Falcons, came to Taylor Smith and said, just give him a tryout. Just let him try. Well, they worked him out in the weight room, and they timed him. They said he was still too small. Well, he hadn't been too small for 11 years.
2nd down, 7 to go for Moon. And he's got the pass again into the hands of James McKnight. His 5th catch today. Another gain of 8. Another first down.
You talk about Warren Moon having his way now. And what's happened is Atlanta's gotten off playing zone. They're no longer playing full press. And if you're going to play zone against Warren Moon, there's going to be a lot of completions. The only way to get after Moon is full press the receiver and blitz the quarterback.
Which Kansas City did with effectiveness last week.
And the Saints. It's funny, we talked to all the Falcons. They said, we know the blitz hurts Warren, but we're not a blitzing team. That's not what we do. Even though we know they have troubles with it, that's not our forte. Well, they better add it to the repertoire.
Wow, big words.
Big
from
word.
the 23. 1st and 10. The pitch goes to Chris Warren. He picks up nothing on the play. Lenny McGill saw to that. Makes the tackle. 2nd down and 10. You better stop using those words. You're going to confuse a lot of people. You're confusing me.
Well, I think maybe I'll become a professor of English. I took freshman English 4 years, so I'm qualified. Had a major in freshman English there for a while.
Congratulations. Pretty good looking drive by the Seahawks. Atlanta looked to be having their way. They led 17-0, then 14 unanswered points by Seattle. That's where we stand right now. It's 24-14.
And then that kickoff return. Otherwise, Seattle would be doing pretty good about themselves.
2nd down and 10. Moon is on the run, being chased, being grabbed, and hauled down by Cornelius Bennett. Still showing some move after 11 years in the NFL. Pro Bowler 5 times in the Pro Bowl game. Makes the tackle on Moon.
Well, one thing that just showed, Warren Moon cannot outrun Cornelius Bennett, because he had a chance to right here. Watch the speed of Cornelius Bennett. He just runs him down and collars him. Spanks him as he throws him to the ground. Quit running, Warren.
Bennett's had a good year. 3rd down and 8. Under 10 minutes to play in the game. 12th play of the Warren Moon orchestrated drive. From the gun. Wide open is Broussard, his running back. He's got to get inside the 14-yard line. And he's short. Lenny McGill makes another tackle. It's a gain of 4 on the pass, and that upsets Dennis Erickson.
Well, he thought he should have went straight ahead for the first down. He tried to dodge a guy and turn it into a big play. Watch what he makes a move backwards and loses yardage. That's why Dennis Erickson's a little mad. Good job of Warren finding Broussard sneaking out of the backfield. And right here, he wanted him to go straight up the field. I don't think he would have made it anyway.
This will be a 35-yard attempt by Todd Peterson, who's missed 3 consecutive field goals over the last 3 games. He's won this game from 48, but he is true from 35 yards away. Well, Seattle had to score, and sure enough they did. With under 9 minutes to play in this game, it's closer now as Atlanta leads 24-17. That was the view of one of the wonderful mansions here in Seattle. We have cameras allowed to get some of these famous homes here. Here's the kickoff by Todd Peterson after the 35-yard field goal. Hansbard, who returned to kickoff last time 93 yards, is at it again. And Tyree Davis ushers him out of bounds after a 27-yard return. So the Falcons, with the lead of 7 and feeling the heat of Seattle, will begin it with good beginning field position. Couple of Jamal Anderson touchdowns, one through the air, one on the ground, a kickoff return of 93 yards, and Atlanta now gets it after Seattle went downfield 13 plays. A wonderful 6 of 6 display by Warren Moon, and a 35-yard field goal by Peterson, who had missed his previous 3 over the last 3 games. So here comes Chandler, leading now by just 7 from the 39-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. The tight ends hand off to Jamal Anderson. Puts his head down, tries to pierce the line, and picks up 2 yards near the 42. If you're Atlanta, what do you do for the final 8.5?
Well, I think you better go back how you started this thing, and I think you better get Chris Chandler throwing the ball pretty good, because you haven't mustered up anything in the second half. And even the crowd is starting to warm up a little bit, realizing that the Seahawks are back in this game. Now's the time with this field position. If I was with Atlanta, I'd open it up for a little bit. You got the best deep thrower that you've ever been around. Let's throw a deep one here. Let's air it out.
On the 42, second down and 7. Showing blitz, and here they come at Chandler. They get a block from Anderson, and Chandler whacked from the side. It was Chad Brown who came streaming in, and that flutter's incomplete in the direction of Bob Christian. Right now, for McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Hey, Kevin and Jerry, take a look at how the Saints won their 3rd game in the last 4. 45-yard field goal by Doug Bryan, clouding the Carolina playoff hopes. Saints looking pretty doggone good. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Doug Bryan has had a couple game-winning kicks this year. That's his 3rd of the season. He beat Oakland earlier in the season. 3rd down and 7. Atlanta has missed their last 5 conversions on 3rd. There's a dart thrown by Chandler. Todd Kinchin's first catch today, but did he have enough for the first down? He picked up 6 when he needed 7.
Well, Atlanta came back with 4 wide receivers, and here's Kinchin. He's going to run. Here's where he's got to get for first down, and he runs the out cut. 4 wideouts, good protection, all man-to-man for the Seattle. And it's going to be 4th in the yard, and Atlanta's going for it. There's the out cut. Kinchin's got to try to lean forward, get his pad down. He's too straight up and down. Got to go flat back and try to get that yard.
Well, the position, Jerry, will be at their own 49. Would you go for it?
Well, I would. If you only won this many games and your team needs a spark.
Here's why this has gained some importance. The remaining opponents for the Atlanta Falcons are 12, 23, and 1. And a win today for Atlanta would let them pretty much dictate what happens the rest of the way, and they could possibly, Dan Reeves could possibly finish 8-8 in his first season. So when you're talking about gambling, you're talking about games that could really pave the way for the month of December. It's a pretty big call.
Yeah, and I think you have to be careful if you're a Seattle here that they may have a no-snap count. They may try to draw Seattle off sides. Atlanta's going for the 4th and 1.
And these are the Falcons, 4-8 now. They began 0-5 to start the year.
When you go 0-5, it's hard to dig out of there. Unfortunately, I've been there. We went 0-5, and I guess we won 6 out of 7, but you wear out trying to bring them back. We won 6 out of the next 7, and Atlanta's real late at getting in the substitute. They're bringing in the 3rd tight end, and he's a little bit late, so the time on the clock now is effective.
Nate Miller, 55, has come in. He'll be a tackle eligible.
He's the tight end in the 3 tight end set.
There he is right there.
9 seconds.
One of the biggest plays of the game. 4th and 1.
It's a no snap. Just what we called. All they were trying to do is get a penalty. Now they'll punt.
Well, they've got the top guy in the NFL at punting fair catches to the opposition. Timeout, Atlanta. Falcons were facing 4th and 1. They let the clock go.
And Chandler's arguing, I never called a timeout. They're saying he called timeout. Watch his hands. He's got to put one hand in the other. He does not do that. And he wanted to take the penalty, and they thought he was calling a timeout, and he was arguing, I never put my hands together. I never made that call. There he is right there showing the coach. I got both hands up in the air, and he did. The officials blew this one. Now he's talking to Dan Reese, showing I never called a timeout. I never did that. That's a timeout. I did my hands straight up. Oh, boy.
There is no delay of game. It is 4th down.
And one less timeout for Atlanta.
And one less timeout for the Falcons. Dan Straczynski.
Seattle's in a punt safe. They're playing for a fake, Kevin.
Brown just about got a hand on it. A rocket put up by Straczynski. It's going to take a great Atlanta bounce, and they'll down it at about the 12. You should be excited. That was a heck of a punt.
What a weapon he is, huh? Plus, he kicks off poorly. With a square toe.
With a square toe. Tuesday, Fox presents a star-studded salute to 6 of television's most popular comic geniuses in the funniest and most touching comedy event of the year. It's called the American Comedy Honors. Tuesday, 7 Central, right here on the Fox Television Network.
With your sense of humor, I thought you'd be on that show.
To work with you, I've got to have a sense of humor. How about you, Coach Warren Moon, at one time? Do you have a sense of humor with him?
He wasn't a guy that laughed much. He wasn't a guy that he was always sort of a deadpan guy, but he was always a good quarterback. He could throw. He was there a couple of years before I became the head coach. Was struggling. We didn't have much of a scheme, and when we put our scheme in, he made it look pretty good.
Worst beginning starting position. Worst beginning position today for Seattle from the 12. And a little screen pass for Broussard. Read beautifully by Cornelius Bennett. No gain. In fact, they probably lost a yard on the play.
And they had a blocker on Cornelius Bennett. He got off the blocker, read the play. Here's a little throw. They're in 4 wide receivers against Seattle. Watch up to the top. They're trying to block. Kevin Maiwai is trying to block Cornelius Bennett, and he couldn't get him down.
That is right. Kansas City beat San Francisco by that much, and New Orleans got by Carolina. Scores at the bottom of your screen. 2nd down, 11. Fumble on the play. It's recovered by the Seahawks at the 5. And so they don't turn it over. We have not had a turnover in this game. That is the 3rd sack by Atlanta's defense today.
Watch Lester's arm chop. Watch him get the arm down. First touch there, or double hand slap that was. Nice. Double hand slap, got him down. The worst thing about Moon, when he does get hit, just like last week against Kansas City, he will fumble. He will fumble.
He did that on 4th down at the 10 last week as the clock was winding down. And that secured a Kansas City win. Grant Williams alert enough to pick it up right there.
How about Lester with a double hand slap on Grant Williams to get both hands
Timeout,
off?
Atlanta. Second.
And they had a blocker on Cornelius Bennett. He got off the blocker, read the play. Here's a little throw. They're in 4 wide receivers against Seattle. Watch up to the top. They're trying to block. Kevin Maiwai is trying to block Cornelius Bennett, and he couldn't get him down.
That is right. Kansas City beat San Francisco by that much, and New Orleans got by Carolina. Scores at the bottom of your screen. 2nd down, 11. Fumble on the play. It's recovered by the Seahawks at the 5. And so they don't turn it over. We have not had a turnover in this game. That is the third sack by Atlanta's defense today.
Watch Lester's arm chop. Watch him get the arm down. First touch, or double hand slap that was. Nice. Double hand slap, got him down. The worst thing about Moon, when he does get hit, just like last week against Kansas City, he will fumble. He will fumble.
He did that on 4th down at the 10 last week as the clock was winding down. And that secured a Kansas City win. Grant Williams will live enough to pick it up right there.
How about Lester with a double hand slap on Grant Williams to get both hands off?
Atlanta.
Atlanta takes another timeout. They've burned 2. 24-17 Falcons. The Seahawks are stranded, Jerry, back at their own 8.
We want to show you Lester one more time. Lester Archambault, I haven't seen a double hand slap. We're going to freeze it. We're going to stop it right here. Both these hands are on his hands, and they're going to push the hands down and knock the nose down. Look at there. There's a double hand slap by Lester. I haven't seen one of those since the 6th grade picnic.
It's been a rough picnic. Third and 14. They've got to get out to the 22. Moon setting up in his own end zone, going deep and knocked away. Spectacular play by Devin Bush. Because they had a receiver deep, James McKnight. Now it is 4th and 14. The Seahawks have got a punt, and the Atlanta defense holds.
Well, McKnight thought he was going to have a big play because it's a roll-up corner. The corner does not have him deep, so McKnight thinks, oh, boy, I'm open. I've got him beat, but over comes Devin Bush and tips it away. Nice play.
Ron Stark to punt. Kinchin will have a chance to return this from his own 40-yard line. It's by Davis and dives into Seahawk territory. A 13-yard return. Finally brought down by C.J. Richardson. So Atlanta will get it at the 46. Next week, a big game doubleheader weekend on Fox, all starting with America's most watched pregame show. Then a key NFC Central matchup, the Packers and Buccaneers, followed by the Falcons and Chargers. Coverage beginning at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. From the 46-yard line of the Seahawks, Atlanta, first down and 10 yards to go. Handoff, Jamal Anderson. Head down as he rumbles to the 41, picking up 5.
And this is Bob Christian leading the way. This is the strong side. The fullback has moved over to the tight end side, so it's not an eye. It's a strong formation because the fullback's the same side, and it's a draw. And look at Bob Christian downfield, paving the way, knocking the outside linebacker out of there, Chad Brown.
Clock is ticking with under 5 to play now in the 4th. The Falcons offense has not secured a first down since the last play of the first half. It's 2nd down and 5 from the 41. Handspar, a block from Christian. And he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage with no gain. Michael Sinclair, number 70, shut the door.
Excellent pursuit by Winston Moss and Michael Sinclair. The play started on a skip over, strong side sweep. Strong side meaning to the tight end. They're going to try to get this side, but watch these blue jerseys. They're involved in the blitz. Seattle brought the safety. They mauled the safety. They got him down. That was Jay Bellamy. But the rest of the blue jerseys caught him in the way. 3rd down. Biggest play for Atlanta. They want to win out. They want to get the rest of the games. They got to convert here.
3rd and 5. They have missed their last 6 third down tries. Chandler blitzes on. He goes deep, and he's going to overshoot his wide receiver, who had single coverage. That was Bert Emanuel.
But Chad Brown's going to line up to the right, defensive right side, and run a loop and come right up the middle. Chad Brown's way over here. Guess what? He's going to come all the way inside and stick Chandler before he gets to throw as he's throwing. And that's what caused the throw not to be accurate, because there's Chad Brown untouched.
Penalties decline. 4th down.
Penalty was called on Robbie Tobeck, the left guard.
Well, Robbie, they're trying to get him outside so Chad Brown can watch Chad come looping up inside. There's the hole, and there's Chad. Boom! Right on the sternum. Remember, About a month ago, Chris Chandler had a bruised sternum from taking shots like that.
Brzezinski to punt. Looking for another fair catch. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. A pop fly, which takes it pretty out of bounds and is down at the 9.
He had to catch it.
And the second time he has pinned the Seahawks inside their 15. That was a 32-yard punt, but as you see, a flag was tossed.
Well, the Seahawks should have illegal man downfield Atlanta. Seahawks, you got to take the penalty. You got to make them do it over because they're down at the 9-yard line.
An eligible player, number 54, the kicking team, downfield, 5 yards. Repeat, 4th down.
Ruffin Hamilton is 54. It's interesting for the Falcons, Jerry. They scored 3 of the first times they had the ball today. This is their 4th consecutive 3-and-out.
Well, I think what's hurt them, they sort of put the deep pass to sleep after they were successful with that early. And Seattle made a good change. They went to full press and got out of that zone coverage, which made it tougher on Chandler. There's too much zone from Seattle the first half and not much zone at all this second half. This looks like this is a return. They got a return on it.
Little rush, you called it right. Another high punt by Brzezinski. Davis from the 6-yard line will return it. Going against the book, which says anything inside the 10, you let go. The way Brzezinski's been punting today, you got to take a chance. That's a 40-yard punt with an 11-yard return by Tyree Davis. So now the Seattle Seahawks, Jerry, 3.5 to play and still alive in the playoff picture. But here they are right down there. In the top 6 teams, Denver, Jacksonville, the Patriots, the Chiefs, Pittsburgh, and the Jets are all right there. And then here are the teams that they're going against. Miami, Tennessee, with Seattle.
Well, this 3 minutes is their season to make the playoffs. Right now, they have to get it done with 3 minutes or say, guess what? We'll be home for Christmas, Mom. Get me a nice gift. I won't be on the road.
Well put from the 17-yard line. 1st and 10, the pass. Harlan Crumpler, tight end to the 21.
Not much tight ends involved in this game today.
He picks up 5, setting up 2nd down and 5.
Harlan Crumpler's father, by the way, played in the National Football League.
He did.
Offensive lineman.
That's the first catch today by a Seattle tight end. There's who scores. Rams over the Redskins. Chiefs over San Francisco. A busy and wild day in the NFL. 2nd down and 5 from the 22. Steve Broussard wrapped up pretty quick. No gain. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. And off the bottom of the pile, who else? The guy you talked about in the open, Travis Hall.
I think I'd go back to Alaska, see if there's another one like him around. Tackles are inside. They run a little stunt, and he loops off the nose and makes the play. I asked him if he played high school football in Alaska. He was afraid he would not be recruited, so he moved to Utah so that the college scouts, the college recruiters could see him. So he'd go there for football season, and he'd go back up to Alaska, play a little hockey.
3rd down and 5. Moon from the gun, rushes on. He moves up nicely, throws a pass which is dropped by Joey Galloway.
Joey.
He had to hold on. It was 3rd and 5, and that brings up 4th and 5. 2:45 to play. They've got a couple timeouts. They're looking over the edge.
And here's your season, and here's your best receiver. And Joey goes down and just runs a little turning on the top of the number. There he is. Throw me the ball. Hit him right in the face. And we've all seen Joey Galloway make great plays. Seattle has to go for it on 4th down. They only got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in their season, not just in this game. They call a timeout to talk it over.
Barely alive for the last AFC wild card slot. Timeout taken, Seahawks. We are back at the Kingdome in Seattle. Warren Moon and Dennis Erickson plotting for 4th and 5 from the 22. Trailing by 7. 1 timeout left. 2:45 to play.
Dennis Erickson, the next quarterback himself. Montana State, Bozeman, sending his son out there. His son's playing wide receiver for the Bobcats.
Warren Moon has set a couple of records today.
You think Warren will come back next year, Kevin? You think that
He didn't look 41. He looks 31.
No, I tell you what. They asked me today in the radio show locally about surprise he's still playing. I'd be surprised when he's not.
4th down and 5. 4 receivers deployed from the 22. He's got to get to the 27. And it's caught on a deflected pass. A first down at the 32. Mike Pritchard with an acrobatic grab. Discussed for Dan Reeves. A gain of 10 and a first down for the Seahawks.
And watch the protection. Judge Smith tried to make the play of the year. Watch the left tackle. This is a big-time wrestling takedown. They got him stuck. Boom! They throw him down. Walter Jones gives him deflection, a tip. And there's still life back in Seattle. They still have hope for the chance.
From the 32, first down and 10 yards to go. Moon down the middle, caught by the tight end Christian Fourier. His first catch today. It's a gain of 25, and the Seahawks with a timeout are stuck at the 2-minute warning. On a playoff drive, the Seahawks looking over the edge, but they're led by Warren Moon. Well, Moon truly pulled a rabbit out of his hat. He went to tight end Christian Fourier, and it's Fourier's 6th reception of the year.
Well, he's going to run the seam, and Jesse Tuggle has the tight end on the inside cut. And Christian goes right by Jesse, turns him over the safeties, and a nice big play to keep Seattle alive.
Seahawks have been in this picture a couple times already this year as we are at the 2-minute warning of the 4th quarter. 24-17 Atlanta. One time the Falcons were on top 17-0. Broussard is in. From the 44, 1st and 10, the pass to Broussard, and he picks up 8. Tackle made by Jesse Tuggle.
The best pass protection Warren's had. Watch the whole pocket set up. It's crunch time. Now's the time you got to get your sack. And great protection by Seattle when it counts.
2nd down and 3. Moon to the air. Picked off. Intercepted by Lenny McGill. And with it, in all probability, the playoff hopes for the Seattle Seahawks. Anguish on the face of Coach Dennis Erickson.
Well, that's an out route. When I had Warren Moon, you'll like this, Kevin, we didn't throw the out route. Through the slim post, the center, the seams, but not the out route. And the out route got away from him, went in there behind him. And I learned after my years, stay away from that pass with that quarterback.
That is the first turnover of the game, thrown at the most crucial time by 41-year-old Warren Moon. And his coach. So the Seahawks have a timeout. Atlanta has 1 minute and a half to play. Atlanta leads by 7. And Chandler will go to a knee.
And last week we said we thought Atlanta could win out. And after being 0-5, just to keep improving, getting your quarterback back. What a great job for Atlanta if they can come by now and win the rest of their game. Look at that, Coach. I've been there. That's a little frustration, a little heartache, a little pain. And Warren Moon threw the pick. But he's had a heck of a career. He's had a long run.
Final 3 teams, Jerry, coming into today were 12-23-1. And now there is a real chance the Falcons can run the rest of the way. And in Dan Reeves' first year, finish 8-8, which would be a marked improvement over a season ago.
And not only that, be a heck of an improvement when you start out 0-5, when everybody's going to give up on you, wondering what you're doing. This gives your whole program a little credibility. There's a guy I'd like to see play. You did the game in the World League, didn't you, when he came in?
Championship game where he was absolutely outstanding. Seattle is now out of timeouts and a couple plays, and the Falcons will win their 3rd consecutive game.
They're not going home. We got to get on the plane and go home. They're staying out here.
They're going to go down to San Diego, and then they'll play the Chargers next week at practice at the University of San Diego. Atlanta here, as you can see tonight on Fox, Annabelle's Wish, The Simpsons, King of the Hill, The X-Files, except on the West Coast. Atlanta, Jerry, in the second half, no first downs, 30 total yards, and they're going to come out of here in a playoff caliber game for the Seahawks with a 7-point win.
Well, you got to say the play's got to be the kickoff return. Without the kickoff return, this game totally dominated. the second half by Seattle. And Atlanta's offense went to sleep. I think they got away from what they were doing early, but Seattle had something to do with that by playing full press, man-to-man, rather than in the zones they were in the first half.
So Atlanta will win their 3rd consecutive game. They win their 4th game in their last 5. They have won 5 of their last 8. Dan Reeves on the road now has won 3 of the last 4 road games. He finishes the month of November 4-1. And the last time that the Falcons won back-to-back road games, 1994. Falcons will come out of this 5-8. The Seahawks to 6-7. That's about the only thing they ran into today.
He looked like Farrat running into that concrete wall.
The Falcons come to the Pacific Northwest and come out a winner. 24-17 over the Seahawks. Back with more right after this.